Before the world makes its demands, before the noise begins, before the responsibilities and the obligations and the endless list of things that need your attention come flooding in and pull you away from yourself, there is a window, a small, quiet, extraordinary window of time that exists every single morning between the moment you open your eyes and the moment the world takes over. A window that most people sleepwalk through without realizing what it is, without understanding what it contains, without grasping that what happens inside that window determines not just the quality of the hours that follow, but the quality of the life that is being built one morning at a time. That window is your morning routine. And I need you to understand something about it that most people never fully grasp. Your morning routine is not a collection of healthy habits that make you feel productive. It is not a list of boxes to check before the real day begins. It is not something successful people do because they have extra time or extra discipline or some advantage you do not have. Your morning routine is the most powerful tool for self-transformation available to any human being, bar none. More powerful than any course you could take, any book you could read, any seminar you could attend. Because it is not something you do once, it is something you do every single day. And the compound effect of a powerful morning routine executed consistently over months and years produces a version of you that is so different from the version that started that the transformation seems almost impossible from the outside. But from the inside, it makes complete sense because you lived every morning that built it. Let me tell you what a powerful morning routine actually does. Not in theory, not in the abstract language of productivity culture, in the real, lived, daily experience of what changes when you claim your mornings with intention. It gives you back yourself. Before the world tells you who it needs you to be today, before the roles and the responsibilities and the expectations of everyone around you layer themselves over your actual identity, before you become someone's employee, someone's parent, someone's partner, someone's problem solver, the morning gives you a window to simply be yourself, to connect with what you actually think and feel and want and value, to remember, in the quiet before the noise, who you are when nobody is asking anything of you. Most people never get this. They wake up and immediately become someone else's version of themselves. They reach for the phone and immediately absorb someone else's reality. They rush into the day and immediately start responding to the world's agenda instead of building their own. And then they wonder why they feel disconnected, why they feel like they are living someone else's life, why they go through entire days without a single moment that felt genuinely, authentically theirs. The morning routine solves this, not by giving you more time, by giving you the right time, the time before the world takes over, the time that belongs entirely and only to you. Now, let me walk you through what a truly powerful morning routine looks like. Not the perfect routine of someone who has hours before the rest of the household wakes up and nothing demanding their attention. The real routine, the one that works even when life is complicated and time is limited and the conditions are never quite as ideal as you would like them to be. It begins the night before. I know that sounds like a strange place to start a morning routine, but the most powerful mornings are built on the foundation of intentional evenings, because what you do in the hour before you go to sleep is what determines the quality of the sleep you get, and the state you wake up in, and the readiness you bring to the morning that follows. The night before a powerful morning is not about perfection, it is about three things: setting down the day that has passed, preparing for the day that is coming, and protecting the sleep that connects them. Setting down the day means not carrying it into bed with you, not lying there mentally replaying everything that happened and everything that went wrong and everything you need to do tomorrow. Taking a few deliberate minutes to close out the day, to acknowledge what happened, to release what you cannot control, to arrive at your pillow with a mind that is ready to rest rather than a mind that is still working. Preparing for the day that is coming means doing the small things tonight that remove friction from the morning. Knowing what tomorrow's most important task is, having your workout clothes ready if exercise is part of your routine, having a rough sense of how the day will flow so that when you wake up, you are stepping into something already in motion rather than starting from scratch in the fog of early morning. And protecting the sleep means putting the phone down, actually down, not beside you on the nightstand glowing with notifications, away, because the content you consume in the last hour before sleep is the content your brain processes during the night. And a brain that spent the last hour absorbing social media and news and the stimulation of screens does not rest the same way as a brain that was given a chance to wind down. Sleep is not a passive thing that happens to you. It is an active recovery that your brain and body perform every night, and the quality of that recovery determines the quality of everything you bring to the morning that follows. Then the alarm goes off.
And this is the moment, the hinge point, the decision that is so small it seems insignificant, but is actually one of the most important decisions of your entire day. Get up. Not in 5 minutes, not after one more snooze. Now. The moment the alarm sounds, your feet go on the floor. You stand up. You walk away from the bed before your mind has a chance to negotiate. This matters more than almost anything else in the morning, because the way you respond to the alarm is the first decision of the day, and it is a decision that sets the tone for every decision that follows. Win the first decision, and you carry that small victory into everything that comes next. Lose it, and you start the day having already chosen comfort over commitment, having already sent yourself the message that your intentions are negotiable when things get uncomfortable. The alarm is not your enemy. It is your daily invitation to choose who you are going to be today. Answer it correctly. Then comes the most important rule of the powerful morning routine, the rule that more than any other determines whether your morning belongs to you or to the world. No phone for the first hour. The phone is the most effective mechanism ever designed for taking the precious morning focus of a human being and redirecting it towards someone else's priorities. Every notification is someone or something asking for your attention before you have given it to yourself. Every scroll is your brain absorbing other people's content and the hours when it should be generating your own thoughts. Every check of the news or the email or the social feed is you choosing the world's agenda over your own. The first hour of the morning is yours. It is sacred. It is the hour when your mind is clearest and your willpower is strongest and your capacity for focused, intentional thought is at its peak. Do not hand it to an algorithm. Protect it, use it, fill it with things that serve who you are trying to become. The first thing you do in a powerful morning routine is hydrate. Before the coffee, before anything else, 2 full glasses of water. Your body has been without hydration for 7 or 8 hours. Your brain, which needs water to function at full capacity, is running on empty. The fog and the grogginess and the slow start that most people accept as normal are largely symptoms of dehydration. Drink water first and feel what happens to your clarity within minutes. Then move your body. This is non-negotiable in a powerful morning routine, not because exercise is simply good for you in some general health sense, but because morning movement is neurochemical transformation. When you exercise in the morning, even for 20 or 30 minutes, you flood your system with the exact chemicals your brain needs to operate at its highest level for the hours that follow. Endorphins that elevate your mood, dopamine that drives your motivation, serotonin that stabilizes your emotional state, norepinephrine that sharpens your focus and your ability to concentrate. No supplement produces this combination. No amount of coffee replicates it. Only movement, only the actual physical act of challenging your body creates this neurochemical state that makes everything else in the morning and the day that follows work better. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, walk,
run, lift, cycle, do whatever form of movement fits your life and your fitness level, but move every single morning, and notice what it does not just to your body, but to the quality of your thinking and your mood and your energy for the entire day. After movement comes the part of the morning routine that most people either skip entirely or approach as a checkbox rather than a genuine practice: silence and reflection. 10 minutes, just 10, of actually being quiet, of sitting without a screen and without a podcast and without anything being put into your mind from the outside, of simply being present with your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own sense of what matters and what you want and who you are. Most people are so uncomfortable with silence that they cannot do this. They feel the pull to fill every moment with input, with stimulation, with content, because silence means being alone with themselves, and being alone with themselves means confronting things they have been using busyness and distraction to avoid. But the silence is exactly where the most important work of the morning happens. It is where you reconnect with yourself, where you hear the thoughts that get drowned out by the noise of daily life, where the clarity comes that no amount of consuming content will ever give you, where you remember what actually matters to you when nobody is telling you what should matter. Sit in the silence, even when it is uncomfortable, especially when it is uncomfortable, because the discomfort of silence is the discomfort of self-awareness, and self-awareness is the foundation of every meaningful change you will ever make in your life. Then comes intention setting.
5 minutes of writing. Not journaling in the elaborate fill many pages sense if that does not fit your life. 5 minutes of answering 3 questions. What is the most important thing I need to accomplish today? What is one thing I am grateful for right now? And who do I want to be today? Not what do I want to do, but who do I want to be? These questions seem simple. They are not simple. They are the architecture of an intentional day. The most important thing focuses your energy on what actually matters instead of letting the urgent crowd out the important. The gratitude question trains your brain to scan for positive information in a world designed to feed it negative. And the identity question, who do I want to be today, sets the internal standard against which every decision of the day will be measured. 5 minutes, 3 questions, and your day has a direction it would not have had without them. Then, learning. 15 to 20 minutes of reading or listening to something that genuinely feeds your mind. Not news, not social media, not content designed to entertain and distract. Something that teaches, that challenges, that expands your thinking and your understanding of the world and the goals you are pursuing. A book, a podcast from someone who knows more than you about something you need to know. An article or a lecture or a lesson that adds something real to who you are and what you can do. The person who spends 15 minutes every morning feeding their mind with genuine knowledge compounds that investment over a year into an intellectual capability that simply cannot be replicated by the person who spends those minutes on their phone. And finally, before the world comes in, you review your goals. Not your to-do list, your actual goals, the things you are building, the person you are becoming, the life you are working toward. A brief daily reminder of the larger context within which today's choices exist, so that when the day gets busy and the urgent crowds out the important and the small decisions stack up, you are making them from a place of awareness of where you are trying to go. That is the powerful morning routine. Not perfect, not rigid, not so demanding that a single deviation becomes an excuse to abandon the whole thing. Intentional, consistent, built around the understanding that the first hour of your day is the most valuable hour you have, and that how you use it determines not just the quality of the day, but the direction of the life. Now, I need to be honest with you about something. Building a powerful morning routine is not easy. It will not feel natural immediately. The first week will be a battle between the person you are trying to become and the patterns that have defined your mornings until now.
There will be mornings when the alarm goes off and everything in you wants to go back to the old way. Mornings when the routine feels like effort, and the phone beckons, and the silence feels like deprivation rather than power. Those mornings are not failures. They are the mornings that matter most, because the routine you maintain on the hard mornings is the routine that actually becomes part of who you are. The routine that only happens on the easy mornings is just a hobby. Push through the hard mornings, not perfectly, not heroically, just consistently. And after 30 days, something will shift. The routine that required enormous willpower in week 1 will require almost none by week 4, because it will have become habit, it will have become identity, it will have become simply what you do in the morning, what you are, not something you try to do, something you are. And the person who has lived that morning every day for 30 days is measurably different from the person who started. More focused, more energized, more clear, more confident, more capable. And after 90 days, that person is transformed. And after a year? After a year of powerful mornings consistently lived, the person standing at the end of those 365 days is someone the person who started could barely have imagined becoming. Not because of any single morning, because of all of them, the compound effect of daily intentional mornings transforming into a life that is visibly, undeniably, completely different from the one that existed before the routine began. That is what is waiting for you inside a powerful morning routine. Not productivity hacks, not feel-good rituals that make you seem disciplined on social media. A life, an actual, real, transformed life, built one morning at a time. Claim your mornings. Start tomorrow.